Blessings, blessings, peace and blessings. Whew. I already know this video is going to reach a lot of people. Um, and it's very vital. Because when something comes to me, I tell people don't confuse the message with the messenger. Um, in these very moments, especially a lot of men and women, especially men as well, that have been separated, but really protected in a sense. And I'm going to say separated because it's not so much like, it's more for being in solitude for our own protection. Because there are wicked things going on, but not so much of just that. It's so much of, it's not talked about a lot, especially to women. And then I'm going to say, men, you are being, let me use myself. I realize this. Separation in the physical or distance I like distance. Distance has to happen in the physical for spiritual growth. And it does not necessarily mean you have to be so far away, but it's very vital. This is why a lot of us, me myself, had to be distanced from a lot of women, because I knew myself that how could any woman, and I always bring it back to myself, which I had to learn through experience with, the mother, the grandmother. I had to see a lot of things very clear into why, even how we bring forth kids into this world, and how a lot of us are here to change that narrative, and how a lot of us men had to see the wicked ways of women, very vampire-ish energy, just wanting to feed off you, your light, your sperm being your solar energy. And being that we're returning to the essence, or seeing the importance of the spiritual connection within ourselves, with source, with prime, with the creator, with the all, is seeing the importance also in our role as not only boy, but the prince, the king, the emperor, the Baba, the spiritual warrior, the protector, the guardian. I realize that in these very moments, peace is so valuable. A lot of us men grew up in homes where there was no peace. A lot of this happened because a lot of our mothers wasn't at peace with themselves. A lot of their mothers were not at peace with themselves. A lot of their mothers, get where I'm getting at? That also can be connected to what they've experienced with the father, the mother, the father, the grandfather, the son. But this is especially to a lot of young men, kings, that are at this place where you're going to see a lot of mental health awareness, because of this is about accountability, especially to mothers, women, again, that prey on men. And again, karma will always come around, as do with everyone. It doesn't skip over anyone. But that's just how energy counters and how energy returns and cycles, and spirals. Peace is so valuable. A lot of us are at this place. I know myself, is that when I can see the dis-ease, people that are not at ease with themselves, people that are not in a secure place. I always tell people emotion starts wars. Emotions are very powerful as well. Because in those emotions guide us. Emotions guide us to our frustration, pain, anger. They actually guide us out of the dark to the light. My perception of it. Emotions as emotions, like oceans. I like that. Because the deeper, the darker the water is, the deeper, the more mystical and magical things are. And then as you surface, again, water is everywhere. We are water. So the importance of all of this, because I know I be going real deep with I love it though. Peace. This journey shown me so much how valuable peace is. If we grew up in these places where you've seen a lot of trauma or a lot of things that, again, could not be hidden, to where we are now becoming more aware, and then uh, people will say or mention like, and this is why you're seeing so much about relationships and connections throughout social media, when there's nothing being pushed about connection with self. You see very few. Um, but the importance of that all is that we are here with ourselves to learn more about ourselves. The more knowledge you know about self, the better it is to maneuver in this realm, in this world. And that peace is so valuable because I see now the importance of the peace I did not see and grow up in. And now, even all of which we had to go through, notice that the world hasn't been at peace. The mothers haven't been at peace because a lot of them were never spiritually in tune. Not all, but a lot of them wasn't spiritually in tune. They wasn't coming from a holistic way of being whole, of being in partnership with their spirit and their physical, due to the fact of, the major part of the father being removed. And so this isn't about pointing fingers. This is about accountability. This is about reflection, looking at the water, looking at the mirror, looking at self, and seeing that where's the accountability. Because the value of peace is that I now want to connect and will connect with people who value peace, who value what I value. And that's the beauty of this journey, is that you're not crazy. Even when the world and people around you told you that, no, you were going through your spiritual journey, in your own path and your own growth with yourself, while others watched. Even while others watched you go through things in your own dark moments, even when you wanted to portray this whole mask, and that's what you're seeing being unveiled with a lot of people, is that there's no longer the wool is no longer being pulled over people's faces. This is the connection with spirit. This is why the veil is being lifted. This is why all will be seen. And so that's the beauty of this. And so had we not gone through the experiences with, the mother, the father, the reflections of those that we attracted, how will we know the importance now to value that peace, that bliss, that harmony, that wanting to be free, that wanting to be honest and authentic with ourselves. And now it doesn't even matter who we're with. And that's what a lot of us, I'm going to share with you, especially, um, men and women. It's like you're going to realize that some of you just going to want to just be to yourself. It's not even going to want to be anything. It has nothing to do with being anything sexual, because it's more sensual. As you elevate, it's going to be more conscious connections, more spiritual in tune connections, more divine connections. This is why we had to experience what we experienced, because the whole world is thinking that what they've been experiencing is good, or it's great, and it's amazing, it's normal. It's never been that way. And so now when the spirit reveals something to you, you can't unsee that. And see, this is the thing that has been laying dormant. Most of you are finding out that your gifts that you've had since childhood was for this very purpose now. And so this is why now I speak about how we're bringing healthier relationships and connections, even with why some of us having kids now, seeing the importance of why they came here so we can bring forth a better way of living for them, a healthier way, a prosperous way, nothing that looks familiar to what the old looked like. That's what a lot of people are afraid of. And I was speaking to a mother today. I said, she said, I don't know what to do. I said, that's okay. Sit in that I don't know. And then in that nothingness, you will find everything. Breathe in that I don't know. It's okay to not know. It's okay not to be okay, because when we are going through that, for some of us that know that spiritual awakening, or that those things that spirit, the creator, brings that awareness to, it's that simply for us to know that there's something greater, there's a bigger picture. Because when we went through our journey, people looked at us like, what the this mother, I had people, even myself, I had people had wanted nothing to do with me. And even when they wanted nothing to do with me, I had to learn to have everything to do with me. So don't get confused by this facade that you see on television and technology and all like that. All of that stuff is crumbling. And as you do that, the ones that will prosper and grow are the ones that have done the inner work, to face their shadow, their demons, and chose to rise above it. And it's not to separate or to outcast anyone else. They too have to go through their karma, or have to go through their lessons. And some of us are now at that place. When I going back to peace, that is more valuable, because now spirit makes you aware of these beautiful things. So we no longer have to live in that place where it's just centered around, or people that are having that awareness of just survival, pain. Some people actually are programmed to just see pain, suffering, survival. Had you not, myself and you, had you not gone through what you've experienced and learn now to grow through, to spiral up, to ascend, we are now the guiding lights for those people. It is very few, but that's okay. So it's okay not to be okay in that moment. Just remember to breathe and be grateful, because it's going to get very interesting out here. And spirit is, this is it. And I keep telling myself, it's like, this is what I prepared for. Some of us, we prepared for this. Everyone's not going to walk through the door, because it's only meant for you to fit through the door. As I was talking to this mother today, and I had to let her know, like, it's the emotional attachment. It's the idea of what you feel you should be doing and how you should be doing it. And that's leading you, creating your own suffering and disappointment, because you feel that if you don't do this in this way, and how you should do it in this way, and see, this is where the emotions come. A lot of our mothers, and then this is the connection to the son, which is the father, and then which, again, the cycle returns back through the daughter. The disconnect from the inner self, the higher self, the emotions. The emotions are a guide. The emotions are what makes us beautiful. Because as we fall in love with ourselves and our emotions, our darkness, and who we truly are, we're able to embrace that light aspect of ourselves. And others will now then tend to fall in love with us as well. Because then you begin to fall in love with them. You know, I had to, do you realize how much unprogramming we're learning? People, be easy with yourself. Be gentle. A lot of us are learning now, especially our mothers, that have been devalued in so many ways. And then this has led them to project onto not only their sons, but to their daughters because of the disconnect within themselves. God. And this is what we feel. And this is what we're feeling collectively. Because the world, this place has been so much in a dark place. And some people never see their way out. And some of us that do get out, only thing now we're wanting is peace and freedom. Freedom in the mind. Freedom in the heart. Peace within. It's not even about the money. It's not even about the material. It's not even about that to some people. They just simply want to be in a place. Not only within themselves, but this is why a lot of where they're living, they're feeling the sense of relocating. Whether the spirit is nudging you to take that leap of faith. I tell myself all the time, you having that patience where you'll know when to go. That intuition, that nudge. And some of us are at that place. And some of us will get to that place where we have to walk away from it all. Because we'll be able to sense who's not at peace. Because we can no longer bring that baggage. We are no longer bringing that pain and that suffering and that programming and that conditioning with us in our bags. Because maybe some of us won't even be able to bring bags anymore. We'll just simply bring the clothes on our back and relocate with our kids, with our families, with those that we are supposed to grow with. And then along that path, you will meet others. Because just imagine, I tell people, the people that are, some people are going to, there's going to be a greater good, or, a higher level of awareness. At the same moment, there's going to be, just crazy, wicked things happening. And we already seen it on display. It's going to be like a movie. And it's not, it's what can we do? It's important to save ourselves because we're our savior first. And those that are in alignment, they will be with you. You can feel it. You'll know that this is what the soul tribe, this is what we speak about. The soul connection or the spiritual connections. You'll know, you'll be able to sense and feel. You'll be able to telepathically connect with people. You'll be able to sense this. You'll become more aware. You'll be able to go places where you'll be able to start fresh. And it won't be so more about money. Because a lot of this stuff is changing and it's happening so fast, my people. This is it, the full moon in Aquarius and the celebration and letting go and the release. And then this is what you're seeing the old way. Aquarius and Leo are opposite. So Leo is more centered, and that's what you used to see. The world was more self-centered. Everybody, will focus praising these people. But now, when we're individually focused on our mental health, loving ourselves, embracing our darkness, then we'll see the connection why the Aquarius, which is more the humanitarian and bringing more innovative ways of how we could collectively raise our vibration frequency and bring more awareness to humanity. And sometimes that looks like going on a solo trip where you are just simply being with you and experience life. When you'll be able to see how much here our spirit put this in me, like for me to release. You'll see how much of us are now coming out of that karmatic, that karma. We're coming out of that, what our ancestors have experienced here on these grounds in the Americas, or what they call it, or in these lands. That's why the energy has been like this, folks. That's why we had to meet certain people. What if I told you that you met certain people just because A part of you meeting them was healing generational lineages. For you to become aware now of your healing, of your paths, and what you're individually supposed to do, and how your partner, or whoever you're going to attract now, is more of bringing in more what generational wealth really is, which is spiritual wealth, which comes into physical wealth, mentally, physically, spiritually. People that pour into you, because you know the importance now of pouring into yourself and being whole within yourself. Now there is going to be more of a holistic approach. That's polarity. So the beauty in all of this is now we're seeing, this is why, again, the matriarchal is so vital. See, the patriarchal represented the father, the matriarchal being the mother. So now this is a birthing of a new. We're going through a death and a rebirth. The death of the patriarchal, the rebirth of the mother, the matriarchal, in a holistic way. Because if mama's the first teacher, when mama heals and acknowledge her darkness and her role and her experiences, past lives up to this moment, seeing your connections with, the men that you connected with, and seeing your role in your purpose, and why now you're going with a holistic approach, seeing what's authentic, seeing the importance of the princess inside of you, mama, the daughter inside of you, mama, honoring that. And then when you bring healing to yourself, the son then heals. Because those men you attracted, again, was a reflection of the prince, which is the sun, which the sun illuminates, which you cannot hide, because mama and the daughter represents the moon, everything, the darkness. So we are hand in hand helping each other. This is the beauty. Had you not gone through those connections, how would you have known who you are, mama, daughter, princess, empress? Same with the men. And then I realized that a lot of us we're so much, let me tell you, the highest currency in this realm, in this reality, is spiritual currency. They pay attention to you. They see your light. They see your aura. They see how bright you are. They want to know what it is about you. Who are you? Who are you connected to? Who do you know? Because it's something about you. And see, people know this, but do you know this? That's what's so vital. Knowledge of self. The importance of valuing yourself. The importance of valuing your yoni, that thing down there. Even men, the importance of why you had to be distant from certain people in these moments, because it's preparing you for a divine connection, for a divine partner, where someone could elevate you mentally, spiritually. So all of this distance, some may call separation, is for purpose, because you have to learn to get closer to yourself, or to honor yourself, honor your emotions, all these things, to then attract a reflection of yourself, where you don't have to question the very things that in the past, where you had to question the betrayals, the pain, the backstabbings, or whatever you want to call it, through family, friends, or if you want to give it a title, all aspects of self, for you to learn thyself, for you to get closer to the connection of source, to open your mind, to remove blockages, to open your heart, to remove blockages, even the importance of the root chakra now, to realize, to align yourself with your purpose. I say, to align yourself. All those things the world been, that's weird. This is that. Fuck them. Who cares? Because when you are in alignment, this is the purpose of the Aquarius and the Leo. The ruler. The Aquarius is the creative ruler. We are co-creators of the creator of source, Mama Oracle. And so now, this is the beauty of it. A lot of us now, we're oh my God, I walk away. What? You're talking about patience. But some of you, I'm gonna let you know, there's an African proverb that says if you want to go fast, go alone. But we're never alone in spirit. But if you want to go farther, if you want to go far, go together. And again, a lot of us have to go places. We had to be apart from certain people because there's certain things we are supposed to do with ourselves, and then we return to help those. See, that's the importance of what we came here to do. See, if you really look out into the world or look out what's really happening, there's a sense of security. That's the panic. But those that are spiritually in tune, the importance of security is being spiritually secure. That's the importance of the root chakra, because we've been creating in the past through a place of instability, not being stable, not being secure, creating from a more lower place, not a secure place. So now, spiritual beings, higher level beings, people that are co-creating, you're creating from a secure place. Now we're birthing these star seeds and these babies into security, until prosperity, into harmony, into bliss. We're manifesting them into bliss, harmony, prosperity, love, divine love, genuine love, wealth, and all those things first being secure within ourselves. This is why all this is happening in the world, because it was never built upon truth and love. All of that happened during the patriarchal was now disciplining us to prepare ourselves. The Father was now preparing us. The Spirit, the Father's Spirit was preparing us now for Mama Magic, for her to come in. And see, now you're going to see those who panic. And those are going to suffer because the lack of knowledge, the knowledge of self. And then the wisdom being the waters, the woman. And then those that will come to this video, when you comprehend, you understand, and come to an overstanding. You have nothing if you can't be able to sit at the table with others and you're not on one accord. That's why all of this had to happen, because the world, people were never on one accord. Because people desperately now want peace. They want freedom. We had to go through these karmic. The karma was here in the Americas, where a lot of stuff was created, where a lot of our people that came here, or a lot of people that were here, that happened karmically. A lot of us have connections in other ancestral lands. A lot of us have become aware of this ancestral secrets. A lot of gems that's been hidden in the family. A lot of us become more aware that there were people in the family that had gifts, that abused them. They use them for dark purposes, to keep people in the dark. But it is you to illuminate that, to become aware. So now, that's where the distance comes, and you realize when you walk away, you're not walking, you're walking away and through and into something greater than you. Creating lineages and creating wealth on fresh soil, in new places, in new countries, in new climates, in healthier places, with healthier foods. The karma has been here, folks. That's why some of us are here, to illuminate this, to bring awareness. And we get victory this time. We get victory in this lifetime, because it's not only ends with us karmically, but it begins with us through new lineages, through new way of being. Okay, go ahead, because I'm doing a video. It's all right. You might as well say that thing right there. How much in there? Oh, okay, I got you. But, and see, this is the beauty of all of this, is like, people aren't aware that a lot of us, that's, the pain basically prepared us now for the purpose. The purpose of the gain. And that's gaining more awareness of the love that hasn't been in our lineages, the awareness that hasn't been in our lineages, the prosperity that hasn't, all those things that we assume that was there, it's all been bullshit. It's been an illusion. People desperately has been trying to be a part of something that was fictitious, has been false. Because how can the world and anyone portray something to be great when you look at humanity and you look at the world, when it's people, when it's been run or by mentally ill people that have no connection to spirit. This is the purpose of them playing their role. And that's why some of us are able to see through the bull. And so this is why even where we are now, is for divine protection. For protection for our past families, that healing is also coming through. But for our future tribes, for our future connections, that will align us with those that will be aligned with helping, sharing, building, growing, loving genuinely. And so that's the beauty of all this. And so I'm letting y'all know, it's like, this is it. Let go. Some people will have to be in certain places. Some of us will have to be guided and relocate because of our own protection. And see, that's what it seems like it's heavy, but you know, I was talking to a mother again. The mother today was talking about how she just had enough. A lot of us had enough, and when you had enough of something, that means you are enough within. You know that you are whole. You know you are loved, and wherever you go, now we want to be in places where we are received and appreciated and loved. The karmic contract for this place, Americas or whatever, this is done. A lot of us have to go places for our spirits to feel at ease, or whatever that duration is. We have to do those things. Some of us know that you are empaths or have gifts, spiritual gifts. You know you have to go be with yourself. You know you have to, walk away from the things that you feel you've grown attached to. It's just what it is. Because when people don't go, I've been seeing the suffering. I've been seeing, as me getting to this place, I had to get through a lot of things with myself. And then I start to see it reflected in other families. I was like, wow. And I'm seeing young men, and I'm just seeing like, wow. And it reminds me to stay focused, to stay centered, to stay neutral, to always know that joy, that love, those things are here. And that's what comes with acceptance. So know that everything is happening it's divinely orchestrated. It's beautiful things coming down the pipeline. It's beautiful things coming to a lot of places. But it happens in different phases in life. And would it make sense if everyone was at the same place? No. So take care of yourself. Peace and blessings. Shalom.